Yes, brothers and sisters, lovers and haters, boys, girls, and of course vibrations. How is everybody? As usual, I hope everybody's well. Love and light to every single one of you. Now, I've just been watching Videocraig's latest couple of videos on his new channel, ADHD and Addiction. And I just want to say a big shout out to Videocraig and, the honesty and humility and openness that he displayed in that video because, I've met Craig, I'll call him. I've met Craig, the person we know as Videocraig, in the flesh, and we've done a podcast, and I'm going to put that link in the description, and that gave me a real insight into, the man himself, not Videocraig. You see, Videocraig is a comic, and, he makes videos for humour and, comedy value and entertainment purposes, and people in entertainment and comics, what they do is they adopt a role, they become someone that isn't the self for entertainment and comedy purposes. And, the person I met is nothing like the person that we see on his channel, Videocraig. That's his persona, that's his alter ego, if you like, on his channel. The person I met was very different, and I had a very good podcast with him, and like I say, it was an insight into the man himself and his history and, some of the things he's done and some of the things he wants to do, and I thought it was a brilliant podcast. Now, I'm also going to put Videocraig's new channel, the link to his new channel, in the description, because I, for one, I'm looking forward to, watching his journey. The honesty, the openness, it was raw and it was real. And I really enjoyed watching it, and there was a lot of identification there. And I've been trying to get in touch with you, Videocraig, because I'm looking forward to a nice chat with you about all things recovery. But I wish you all the luck in the world, and all I'll say is, you can do it. You can do it. You see, the thing is, I know a lot of people in my life that I would love to get them into recovery, but you can only try so much. You can only suggest, it's attraction rather than promotion. People always say to me, haven't you changed? And look, and people, other recovering addicts have been, addicts in active addiction, have been attracted to, my new way of life, and I have got one or two people down the rooms, without trying, just through me and the way I'm being and the way I am and the person I am today. Because we can't recover for anybody else. I can't recover for somebody else, and somebody else can't recover for me. It's a personal journey that we have to go through ourselves and ourselves only. And I'm going to talk a little bit about when I first walked into the rooms of the fellowship. I think I'd done 2 days clean, which was probably the longest clean time I'd done in 20 years. I'd done 2 days clean time before that, and it was in prison on the wing when there was nothing there. There was nothing on the wing. I was climbing the walls. But I'd had enough. It came to a point for me. I'd had enough. I needed the rooms. I went down. I seen a lot of familiar faces in there from round town. People who I didn't know were being in recovery. Some people who I hadn't seen for years. And you get talking in there, and you're talking about people having multiple years of clean time, and I'm sitting thinking, how on earth do you get multiple years of clean time? I'm 2 days in, and I could have strangled someone. And like, it slowly becomes apparent, the way that you get clean time is by doing it 1 day at a time. These days accumulate, but it's a just for today program. You do not have to use. We, as addicts, we never have to use again, and it is difficult getting clean. The first 30 days for me, and I've gone 30 days 3 times this year, the first 30 days for me is the hardest, because your addiction's just screaming, feed me. It wants the stuff it's always had. My addiction's been in charge of me a lot longer than I have, so it's more powerful, it's more cunning, it's more everything. It's just, there's more about it at the time than there is me, because I didn't even know who I was. And over time, your true identity is unveiled you know, a little bit at a time, you slowly start realising, you know, that everything comes into fruition. Your feelings, you know, you get your feelings back, feelings that you've never felt to the extent that you feel them in recovery. You know, real true feelings of joy, you know, and there's negative emotions in there as well, and you feel them to the full as well, you know, so it's not always sunshine and rainbows, you know. Recovery isn't like that, you know, but it's life on life's terms. You know, you hear that a lot in the rooms, life on life's terms. You know, I'll never need to use again. And I'm still relatively early in recovery. I'm 156 days clean today. Who's counting? But I take it one day at a time, you know, and like I say, slowly over time, your true identity is unveiled. You know, that not the person that we want to be, or if, you know, and we can't do it on our own. If everybody could do it on their own, there'd be no such thing as the fellowship. We can't do it on our own. And that's the beauty of the fellowship. Everybody wants the same thing. We all want sobriety. We all want a new way of life. And I've got a new way of life. You know, and they tell you in the fellowship when you first go, and you hear it a lot, you know, you can get a life beyond your wildest dreams. Well, I have got a life beyond my wildest dreams. And that's not all about piles of money and, you know, material wealth, you know, but I have got a life beyond my wildest dreams because I don't compare myself to anybody else. The only basis for comparison that I have is me, the person I used to be, you know, and the fellowship has given me a life beyond my wildest dreams, a mindset beyond my wildest dreams. You know, I've got inner peace. Inner peace is what I've got through being clean and serene, you know, through conscious contact with higher power, through step work, you know, and we slowly but surely become the person that we want to be. That's why we go to recovery, because we're not happy with our lives. We're not happy with, you know, the people that we are, or we wouldn't be there. You know, and it's a beautiful thing to be in recovery. You know, and if I want to stand for anything on YouTube, you know, it's recovery. It's to be a grateful recovering addict. And that's what I am, a very grateful recovering addict with a life beyond my wildest dreams. You know, I haven't just got, you know, deeper and more meaningful relationships with my loved ones and my kids. You know, I've got everything that I ever wanted. And that's through having inner peace. You know, I have got a few quid. I've got a house and a car and a job and all the things that I once took for granted. But it's not about that. You know, I'm wealthy in so many ways. You know, and it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Best thing I've ever done with my entire life is get into recovery, you know. And I wish Videocraig all the very best with his recovery. I look forward to getting in touch with him, speaking to him about all things recovery. We could maybe do some lives talking about where we are in our journey, because the power of one recovering addict helping another is unparalleled. And it's as simple as that. You know, and I'm proof that it can be done. 155 days after 20 years straight. I got it wrong a couple of times, but here I am, one day at a time. Big love, brothers and sisters. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye for now.